Atlanta, Georgia since 1997. We buy and hold, we fix and flip real estate. We teach financial freedom and economic independence through wholesaling. Real estate wholesaler is possible. And then I decided that I'm going to start doing doing this kind of on the live. Obviously it's live, although it will be recorded and it's going to be shared with our Facebook platform. By the way, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please leave questions and comments. I look forward to those beginning and experienced investors with any information that I have. I've been doing this for a long time, and I have a lot of information to share with you all, experience and things of that nature. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share it with all your friends who are like mind, who want to learn wholesaling real estate. We also I do a class every Wednesday, Zoom live class from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we do Q&As on wholesaling real estate. Now, I have students who I teach on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's a private class, but Wednesdays it's open to the public, and we look forward to those who watching and listening to us right now to come on in and join us on every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For what our Zoom live ID is 404-532-9014. You are invited. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. Leave comments and ask questions. By the way, make sure if you're going to join us on every Wednesday, bring all of your questions. That's what I'm doing this for. I want to help you solve some of your problems. I have a list of questions here that we're going to go over in a minute. I'm going to try to keep this YouTube live as brief as possible, but I do look forward to your sharing and leaving comments. Give us a thumbs up, or let us know what you think about what you're learning. I really appreciate understanding how I can help you. We're on Facebook, so follow us on Facebook, like us, and leave your comments there. I have some Instagram information stuff going on. Also, it's all about real estate. If it's not about real estate and making money, you're probably not going to hear me talking about it anyway. Although I will say, right now, the beginning of the year is a few days away, handful of days away. So I will say to all of you all, have a happy New Year. Stay safe and healthy, and follow the CDC guidelines so everybody can come through this. And this time next year, everybody's knocking out 4, 5, 6 deals a month, and hopefully even more. But in the meantime, let's start answering some of these questions. By the way, I actually tried to do a YouTube live last week, and there was some technical difficulties. I'm about to have some water here. All right. Anyway, there was some technical difficulties, and I think it was last Monday that I set to answer some of these questions, and I've added to the list since then. But anyway, we're back. So the first question I got off of Facebook is, if a seller is firm on their asking price, how could I offer them to get them to say okay? If a seller is firm on his price and the price doesn't match what it takes for you to have a deal, move on. Really move on, unless you understand creative financing. Because there's ways to do deals, give a seller a full asking price once you understand creative financing. Now, most of the time as wholesalers, especially the beginning wholesalers, what I've discovered in beginning wholesalers, most of the time they only understand the low-hanging fruits, meaning properties that you can get under contract at 40, 50 cents on the dollar that you could sell to a fix and flipper or buy and holder for 50 to 60 cents on the dollar. And those are great. That's why we call them the low-hanging fruit. But that's not going to always be possible. In fact, only 5 to 10% of your marketing campaign are going to be to the deals that are in that bracket, the low-hanging fruit. So the other 85 to 90% of the deals are going to probably be deals that you could work and understand if you understand creative financing. For example, I might offer a seller for something like that if they're firm on their price, and they could be willing to sell it to me on terms. Meaning, I find I'm interested in it. May have to bring a handful of dollars to the table, and depending on the price of the property, if the mortgage payment makes sense, hopefully it's one that maybe they own free and clear, and I can do a wraparound mortgage. I can take it subject to the current mortgage and still make a payment to them every month. That might be satisfactory. But until we know more details, mainly I'm gonna tell you, don't beat your head against the wall over one deal. We want every deal to work. We want them all to work, but there's some deals that just won't work. And so don't waste a lot of time on a deal that a seller is just not willing to work with you. Believe me, there's always going to be some more. That's why we are studying virtual wholesaling. My students are. We're broadening our horizon to do multiple deals in multiple states, and that's the way to go right now. When I first started in this business, I really could only do Metro Atlanta, because when I first started in 1997, 1998, we did not have the technology that we have right now that will allow me wholesalers in other cities or investor-friendly real estate agents. We're doing virtual wholesaling because we can do it multiple deals in multiple states. So you run across a deal that get your marketing campaign off the ground. Do as much as you can with the budget that you have. Start generating income and expand on that budget. Next question. What do I say to a seller who doesn't want to sign until I view the property? And this is what I would say. This is how I work with it. First of all, there's a way to do that. And let's start with this. Because as a seller, when I'm wholesaling, I do not allow, I don't do what we call, I will not allow one of my buyers to tie up the property before they walk through it also. So I call it, I don't accept blind offers. And if you're dealing with a seller who will not accept a blind offer, then there's a couple ways to do it. One way to do it, if they would, you could say you can reach out to a local real estate investor friendly real estate agent in that city or that town, that area. You can reach out to another wholesaler in that town, that city, or that area. Or you can do something else that I saw, which I thought was quite interesting. I saw it on Facebook. So there's someone advertising to do what he calls basically setting appointments and making the appointments for you. So they go in, they do a video, they take pictures. If the property is vacant and you do get it when you get it under contract, they'll put a lockbox on the property. So you can literally advertise to cities and towns, wherever you're looking to do deals, run ads, say, hey, whether it's on Facebook or Craigslist, wherever, run ads and say, I'm looking for people and this guy pays $100 per property. And I think he even offers a small commission for when the property closes for them getting involved, which is, again, not a bad thing to do. Pay somebody $100 to go give you good photos and do a walkthrough video. And you're going to have to train them to do the videos correct and accurately. And I train my students to do, because there's a way. You're not going to send me 3 or 4 pictures and have me, make a decision. You're not going to do a video, just walk through the house and, do the living room and the kitchen and expect me to make a decision. I need good, thorough work, and I'm going to train my students to do that. You can also ask the seller. don't be ashamed to ask the seller, Mr. Seller, we are investors and we doing most of what we do virtually right now. But if you don't mind doing a video with phone or a camera, it has to be thorough. But if you could do a video for me from the condition of the house, that would help a lot if you're interested. And you're going to have them start on the outside of the property, walking around the property with their camera, giving you the pictures, starting the front, walking around to the left, right side, the back of the house, do a pan of what the backyard looks like. By doing a 360, do a pan of what the front looks like. You want to see what the houses look like on the left and the right of their property and across the street. So they're going to pan with a 360 on the front of the house. They're going to pan a 360 on the back of the house. They're going to show you what you want a picture of. What if it's in the area where they have the outside air compressor for the HVAC, you want that to be in the video. You want them to do a video and give you pictures. So they start outside. Always start outside and then go inside. Go inside and get your your video. Stand in the middle of the living room, probably the first room that you enter. It's that easy. They stand in the middle of that living room and just do a slow 360. That's how you're going to get all four of the walls in, getting some of the ceiling in, getting some of the floor in, see the condition. You do the same thing in the kitchen. Just literally just slowly have them turn around, focusing the camera, going kind of streaming it up and down around the walls, and getting in the kitchen. You want to see the sinks and the dishwasher, the stove, refrigerator, if they are there or where they would sit, things of that nature. Getting some of the floor into the video, some of the ceiling into the video. You're going to do that in every room, bathrooms, bedrooms. It can be that simple. In fact, videos take less time when they're done right than taking pictures. But you also want them to do the same thing with pictures. So hopefully you have a seller who's motivated enough to share those pictures with you. If not, the video and pictures, send them to you. If not, then you may have to either, I would probably, because you don't have it under contract, so before I send another wholesaler out there, I probably want to, or a real estate agent, because, you don't want them to be able to talk to that seller and next thing you know, the deal's not yours. So I'd probably reach out to someone in that area who lives there and willing to make $100 to go do a video for you. So keep that in mind. It may not be 100, offer them 50, because taking a video, depending on the size of the house, will probably take 10 to 15 minutes. Doing pictures will probably take twice as long. So, but you want both. You really want both. Good picture. You want pictures of the furnace, the water heater, the electrical panel. You want pictures of under the kitchen sink, up under the bathroom sinks to see if anything's leaking. You need those pictures. That's what it helps you on the virtual side. So once you have those pictures, it's easier for you to make a decision. You can get that. Then you get that property under contract, contingent on walkthrough inspection of your contractors. But in the meantime, you could potentially go ahead and put it under contract with, say, 7-day inspection period. Most sellers will understand you're going to need an inspector to really take a close look at everything. And that inspector is your potential buyers. But then at that point, you have it under contract, so you feel safe. Again, I did a video on this a week or two ago. Once your contract is signed by you and the seller, and your earnest money is in place, whether it's $10 or $1,010, whatever the case may be, the seller cannot go around you. No buyer can go around you. What you can do, if you don't feel comfortable, you can always record. You can use that same person that you pay to go. You can probably have to pay them again. The same person that went and took the pictures for you. And by the way, tell that person you're willing to teach them how to do the business where they are, and they're even more likely to say, yeah, I'd love to be a part of this. I want to learn. I'll go take some pictures. And now they're what we call, on OJT, on the job training. You treat them like an apprentice. And what I was about to say, though, you can record that purchase and sales agreement in the county of where that property sits. That way you cloud the title and that potential, and that seller, if they ever try to back out of the deal, they can still back out of it, but they will have to pay you eventually whenever they decide to sell it. I mean, it's question number 2. Number 3 is, for wholesaling locally, is it more efficient to leave flyers on distressed properties or cold call? I say do both. If you can, while you're there, if you're out there and you already have flyers, make it count. Leave those flyers on the door, wherever you can leave them. Don't do it. Don't leave them on the mailbox. Especially don't put them inside the mailbox. That's illegal. But feel free to hang them on the doorknob. We use where do I have them? I'm sorry. This is what we use. Hang them on doorknobs. So we use these. So we hang them on doorknobs. But yeah, while you're out there, please do. That's why you're out there. You're driving for dollars, whatever you ran across potential. Make sure you get the full address, and then when you get home, do what you need to do. Skip trace so you can do a cold call. That's number 3. Number 4, who puts properties under contract before seeing the properties? Investors do. If a seller will allow you to put the property under contract, of course, do that. You put it under contract with a contingency of a walkthrough inspection. I would say want to do a minimum 5 to 7 days. They may want to negotiate on that, but try to stick to a minimum of 5 to 7 days walkthrough inspection. Your contract is contingent on a walkthrough inspection, a successful walkthrough inspection, meaning that you're going to be your inspector or your potential buyer is going to approve and say, yeah, I'll take the property. So that's another way to go when it comes to locking down the properties. If you got a seller who's motivated enough to allow you to go ahead and he'll sign off on that purchase and sales agreement, make sure you have a clause in there allowing you 5 to 7 business days. I always put business days just in case holidays come through and weekends, so they won't count and take away the days that you need for inspection, because investors may or may not work on holidays or weekends. I try not to work on weekends. So in 5 to 7 business day walkthrough inspection, contingent on 5 to 7 business day walkthrough inspection should be in your contract. Okay, number 5. Can someone explain the difference between flipping and wholesaling? Flipping real estate really means fixing it up to sell it. We call it fix and flip. We fix it and we flip it, and when we fix it, we've renovated it. New roof, new windows, new HVAC. Brought the kitchen up to date, and so on, this and that. We fixed it and we flipped it. Wholesaling is you're just selling your contract. You're just selling your purchase and sales agreement, the agreement that you have with a seller. You're selling that to an end buyer for a profit, $5,000, $10,000, whatever. So you're flipping a house when you fix it. You're wholesaling your contract when you're wholesaling you're not wholesaling the property. You're actually not selling the property. You're selling your purchase and sales agreement, your agreement to purchase. All right. This was number 6 is, should I continue until the purchase, the earnest money, EMD, is confirmed, deposited in the closing attorney's escrow account. Also, I never give my buyers more than half of what my contract is. If I have a 30-day purchase and sales agreement with the seller, my goal is to keep them 10 days or under. Some may come back and say I need 14, depending on my relationship with that potential buyer and how many deals I may have closed and I know they're consistent buyers. Yeah, I may give them a little more time. But when I'm dealing with someone new, I want to test them. And they say they're cash buyers, I have to test them. So one of the things I want to know is how quick they can close. Find out who their closing attorney is. But yeah, until you know that the earnest money is deposited in the closing attorney's escrow account, keep marketing your property. And by the way, whoever comes up with the earnest money first is going to be in line first to purchase that property. Don't take any excuses. You don't want to hear it. You don't have time for that. This is how you make your living. If they really want that deal, they're going to do what it takes to get the earnest money in place. Also, If you have to put up 500 earnest money, let's back up. Most of the time, my buyers, majority of the time, my buyers put up the earnest money because I understand how to, construct a deal and get it out there fast. But if you have to put up earnest money, let's just say you have to put up 500 earnest money. If you had to put up 500 earnest money, you want your seller, your buyer, you want your buyer to be putting up a minimum of 1,500 earnest money. If you got to put up 500, they got to put up 1,500. And by the way, I would require no less than 1,000, as much as 2,500 in earnest money, depending on how hot the deal is. But I want to make sure that if there was a default and the buyer cannot close, of course you're going to have to give that seller some earnest money, whatever y'all agreed to. And so let's say that's the deal, right? The closing attorney is going to give that seller the 500 that you agreed to, but then the 1,500 that was deposited. 500 will go to the seller, and then 1,000 will come to you. And of course, then you only made $1,000, but you lost the deal because your buyer backed out of the deal, whatever. But that's again why you never give a buyer 30 days. I don't care what they say. Never give them 30 days to close on your deal. If someone tells you that I can't do it for 30, I'm telling you, if the deal makes sense and the numbers are good, you're going to find cash buyers who can close in 10, 15 days max. Okay, I think that's about it for today. Healthcare. Let's talk about. I want to address something. Someone I saw this on Facebook today, and something I've always thought about for a long time. If there's anybody out there in health insurance, understand health insurance, you guys are the market to real estate entrepreneurs and investors to see if you can get us under. I'm a veteran, so my health care is paid for, and we pay for my wife's health care. But if the right person was out there and get everybody, all real estate investors under a certain type of umbrella where they can get great deals for health care, medical and dental, that could be something profitable. Think about. I won't go into a whole lot of that, but it's just something I've always thought that if real estate entrepreneurs would get together and put themselves under the umbrella of one of these big companies, and we may be able to get a good deal on medical and dental. But last but not least, how long did it take to get your first deal? I said I saw that question earlier today, and I told the lady at that time I would address this on the YouTube live, and here we are. But that varies. How long it's going to take you to get your deal, it varies. Do you have more time than money? Do you have more money than time? Whichever one you have more of, you have to work it to with all your might. If you got more time than money, and you may have to start local, then you need to set a goal. I need to be looking at 50 houses a day, whether I'm looking at them on, because you don't have to get out in the field anymore if you don't want to. But for those who do get out in the field, drive for dollars, make it count. Put out some bandit signs while you're out there. Hang some flyers on doorknobs to say that you're looking to buy houses. Flyers looking to buy houses. Make it count while you're out there. I wouldn't go home if I was driving for dollars nowadays. I wouldn't go home until I have at least 100 addresses of properties that are vacant and abandoned, or just maybe occupied in bad shape. Then I go home and look those up. You could literally scour the rest of the neighborhood and see other pre-foreclosures, properties that have been bought for cash. You can build your buyers list. You can find other vacant homes for sale by owners in those areas, for rent by owners in those same areas, within probably a 5-mile radius of the house that you have an address to. Make it count. If you got time, then that's what you do. Make it count. If you got more money than you have time, start your marketing campaign with your hire a virtual assistant. Start start doing your research to find out which market you're interested in, and start your marketing campaign. So anyway, that's it for now. We're keeping this under 30 minutes. I'm proud of myself. But again, I'm Keith Jones. I'm the creator of the 6-Figure Real Estate Wholesaling Coaching Program. I'm a real estate entrepreneur in the metropolitan area of Atlanta, Georgia since 1997. We buy and hold, we fix and flip real estate. We teach financial freedom and economic independence through wholesaling real estate. Obviously, we're on YouTube. Leave a comment. Hit that like button. Let us know how we can help you. Leave comments. Ask questions. I look forward to your questions. Follow us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Follow. Look for us on Instagram. I'm doing what I can to educate you all, sharing well over 20 years of experience, and I look forward to it. Join us every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we do a we do a Zoom live class. A Zoom live ID is 404-532-9014. And we do Zoom live on wholesaling real estate. Bring all your questions. I look forward to hanging out with you all. And if I don't hear from the rest of you all to probably, I'll do another. I'm probably going to do my next one is going to be a Facebook live before the week is out. This obviously is a YouTube live. I like to bounce back and forth between Facebook and YouTube. And but join us on Wednesday. Hopefully you guys will be there. And have a great night.